stop before you do anything else. Before you walk into that dealership, before you test drive anything, before you even think about signing a single piece of paper, you need to watch this video first, because what I'm about to show you today could literally save you $3, $4, maybe even $5,000 on your very first car purchase. And here's the scary part. Most first-time buyers have no idea any of this is happening to them. They walk in excited, they drive out broke, and they spend the next 6 years paying for a mistake they made in a single afternoon. I've spent years breaking down the real cost of car ownership in America, and I can tell you right now that dealership is not your friend. They are a business, a very profitable business, and they have spent decades perfecting a system specifically designed to separate you from as much of your money as possible. But today, that system ends for you. At least we're going to go through 7 critical things that every single first-time car buyer in America must know before they step foot inside any dealership. These aren't opinions, these are facts, backed by data from Consumer Reports, NerdWallet, Experian, MIT, and the Federal Trade Commission itself. So stick with me here, because number 4 is where most people get hit the hardest, and almost nobody talks about it. Let's get into it. Number 1, the advertised price is not the price you're going to pay. Let me say that again. The price you see online, the price in the ad, the price on the window, that is never the final number. And I want you to burn this into your brain before you do anything else. Here's what's actually happening. According to an analysis by the used tech car platform, CoPilot, there are roughly $11.8 billion in hidden fees added to used car purchases every single year in the United States. That's $11 billion. And they found that around 71% of used car buyers in America run into these hidden fees. So if you think it won't happen to you, I'm sorry, but the data says otherwise. What kind of fees are we talking about? Let me walk you through the most common ones. First, there's the documentation fee. Now, some of this is legitimate. Dealers do have paperwork costs, but depending on what state you're in, this fee can range from a reasonable $50 all the way up to $500 or more. Some states cap it, some don't. Your job is to know what's normal in your state before you walk in. Go to your state's DMV website right now and look it up. Then there's the dealer prep fee. This one makes me laugh every time. Dealers charge you sometimes $300 to $500 to prepare the car for delivery. Wash it, put gas in it, maybe wipe down the interior. That's it. That's what you're paying for. And here's the thing. The car manufacturer already pays the dealer to do this prep work as part of their standard agreement. So in many cases, you're being charged twice for the same thing. When you see this fee, you look the finance manager dead in the eyes and you say, I'm not paying for something the manufacturer already covers. Then there's the market adjustment fee. This one shows up when a car is high demand. The dealer basically says, hey, lots of people want this car, so we're going to charge you extra just because we can. It is not a government charge. It is not mandatory. It is pure profit for the dealership. And the FTC has already sent warning letters to 97 auto dealer groups across America for misleading pricing practices exactly like this. So don't let anyone tell you it's required. And then there's the pylon fees, Vang etching, which is $200 to $400 to engrave your car's ID on the windows. Fabric protection spray. They charge you $300 for something you can buy at Walmart for $12. Nitrogen-filled tires. Regular air is already about 78% nitrogen, so you're paying extra for almost nothing. Rust protection. Paint sealant. Window tint that was installed before you even arrive. A woman named Jessica, real story, documented by consumer protection researchers, found a used SUV online listed at $18,995. She saved for months. She drove to the dealership excited, and by the time they were done adding fees, the price had jumped to $21,300. $2,300 in fees she never agreed to. She walked out. And you know what? 2 days later, they called her back and offered her the original price. Never forget that. You have more power than they want you to think. The rule here is simple. Always ask for the outlet or price in writing before you go anywhere near that dealership. Email them, text them, make them put it on paper. If a dealer won't give you the full itemized out-the-door price, that is not a dealer you do business with. Period. Number 2. And this one hits different because nobody warned me about this when I bought my first car. The monthly payment trap. Here's how it works. You walk into a dealership, you're feeling good. You've done some research. The salesperson sits down with you, and the very first question they ask, almost guaranteed, is this. So, what kind of monthly payment are you looking for? And it sounds like a reasonable question, right? Like they're just trying to help. On that question is the opening move in a game where you are not holding the cards. When you answer with a monthly payment number, you've just handed the dealer all the control, because now they can manipulate the loan term, the interest rate, the vehicle price, any variable they want to hit that magic number you gave them. And you'll drive away paying exactly what you said you could afford, but you'll be paying it for 7 years instead of 4. And you'll pay tens of thousands more in interest than you ever needed to. Let me show you the math, because this is real according to Experian. The average auto loan term right now is 68.9 months for new cars. That's almost 6 years. And according to data from NerdWallet, a $30,000 loan at 6% interest for 60 months costs you about $5,600 in interest. Stretch that same loan to 84 months, 7 years, and that interest jumps to $8,000. Nearly $2,400 extra for the exact same car, the exact same price, just a longer loan. And here's what makes it worse. Cars depreciate fast. According to U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data, a new car loses almost 40% of its value in the first 3 years. So if you're on a 7-year loan, you will spend years, literal years, owing more on that car than it's actually worth. That's called being underwater. And it is one of the most financially financially dangerous positions you can be in. The move here? Stop thinking in monthly payments. Start thinking in total cost. What is the full out-the-door price? What is the total interest you will pay? What is the loan term? Those are the three numbers that matter, not the monthly payment. Number 3. Your trade-in is worth more than they're offering you, and they know it. If you have a car to trade in, this is one of the biggest opportunities for dealers to make money off you legally, quietly, and in a way that's almost impossible to spot if you don't know what to look for. Here's the play they run. You come in, you've got a car to trade, the salesperson gets excited. Great, we love trade-in. What they're actually thinking is, I can make money on the front end of the deal and the back end of the deal at the same time. They'll lowball your trade-in value by $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000, and then they'll use that trade-in number as a negotiation chip to make the overall deal appear more attractive than it actually is. Here's what you do instead. Before you ever mention a trade-in to any dealer, go to kellybluebook.kbb.com and CarMax, get real, market-based values for your vehicle. CarMax will actually give you a written offer on your car, good for 7 days, that you can use as a negotiating baseline anywhere. Walk into the dealership with that number in your hand and watch how fast their trade-in offer changes. And here's a pro tip that most people don't know. Negotiate the price of the new car first. Get that number locked down. Then bring up the trade-in. If you mention the trade-in at the start, the salesperson will blend the two deals together in a way that benefits them, not you. Keep them separate. Negotiate each piece independently. This alone can save you $1,000 or more. We're about halfway through, and we haven't even gotten to the biggest one yet. Stick with me, because number 4 is where I've seen first-time buyers get absolutely wrecked, and they don't find out about it until months later, when they're looking at their loan statement wondering what happened. Number 4, the financing office, also known as the F&I office, the finance and insurance office. This is the room where the real money is made, and if you walk in there unprepared, you are walking into the most dangerous part of the entire car buying experience. Here's what's actually happening behind that desk. When you apply for financing through a dealership, the dealer is not lending you the money. They're acting as a middleman between you and a bank or credit union. The lender gives the dealer what's called a buy rate, the actual interest rate. You qualified for it based on your credit. Then, and this is the part nobody tells you, the dealer marks that rate up, usually 1 to 2.5%, sometimes more, and they keep the difference as pure profit on every single monthly payment you make for the life of the loan. This is called dealer reserve. And according to research from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, about 78% of dealer-arranged loans carry marked-up interest rates, 78% data, and the average markup is over 1%. Let me show you exactly what that costs you. Let's say you're borrowing $30,000. The bank approved you at 6%. The dealer tells you 7%. That 1% difference over a 60-month loan costs you an extra $840. And according to data compiled by NerdWallet, dealers have no legal obligation to tell you about the markup. They don't have to disclose that the rate they're quoting you is not the rate the bank actually approved you for. You are paying them a commission on every single payment you make, and you don't even know it. The solution is simple, but you have to do it before you get to the dealership. Go to your bank, go to your credit union, get pre-approved for an auto loan, get a rate in writing. Then when the dealer's finance manager quotes you a rate, you have a baseline to compare it against. You can tell them, I've been pre-approved at X%. Can you beat that? If they can, great. If they can't, you use your own financing. Just having that pre-approval in your pocket removes one of the dealer's biggest profit levers. And while we're in the finance office, let's talk about the adults. This is where they will try to sell you extended warranties, gap insurance, paint protection, tire and wheel coverage, and a list of other products. Some of these are legitimate. Some are wildly overpriced. Gap insurance is actually worth considering if you're putting little money down, but the dealer's version costs $500 to $1,000. Your auto insurance company offers the same coverage for roughly $20 to $50 a year. That's $100 to $250 over a 5-year loan versus $1,000 from the dealer. Call your insurance company the day before you go to the dealership and ask about gap coverage. Problem solved. Extended warranties. Get the details in writing. Take them home. Compare them to third-party providers. Never buy an extended warranty. In the heat of the moment, while you're sitting in the finance office and the manager is giving you the "this offer is only available today" speech, that is a pressure tactic. Walk out if you need to. According to the FTC, one dealership in Texas alone added fees to the sales contracts of up to 75% of its buyers. 75%. That is not an accident. That is a system. Number 5. Know your credit score before they do. This one is straightforward but critical. According to Experian data, borrowers with excellent credit, 720 or higher, can get interest rates 5 to 8 percentage points lower than those with poor credit. On a $30,000 car, that difference can mean paying thousands less over the life of the loan. Before you go anywhere near a dealership, check your credit score. Annualcreditreport.com gives you free reports from all 3 bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Know exactly where you stand. If there are errors on your report, and errors are more common than people think, dispute them before you apply for financing. Even improving your credit score by 50 points before buying could save you meaningfully on your rate. And here's something most people don't know about rate shopping. If you apply for multiple auto loans within a 14-day window, the credit bureaus treat all of those applications as a single inquiry, so you can shop around aggressively. Hit your bank, your credit union, AN, online lender, all within 2 weeks, and your credit score only takes one small hit instead of multiple. Use this window. Shop aggressively. Get the best rate available. Number 6. Timing is everything, and most people get it completely wrong. Dealers have sales quotas, monthly quotas, quarterly quotas, annual quotas, and the pressure those quotas create, especially at the end of the month, is your leverage. leverage. Car shopping experts have consistently documented that the best time to buy a car is the last few days of the month, the last weekend of the month, even better, the last day of the month, midweek in the afternoon. Why? Because a salesperson who is 2 units short of hitting their monthly bonus at 3 p.m. on the last day of the month is not negotiating the same way they negotiate on the first Saturday of the month. When the pressure is off, they will move on price, they will move on fees, they will do things they would not normally do because hitting their number matters more in that moment than squeezing every dollar out of your deal. Additionally, buying on a weekday gives you a natural advantage. The dealership is quieter. Salespeople have more time for you. You don't feel the social pressure of a busy showroom where you're watching other people sign deals and feeling like you need to hurry. Slow, calm, and deliberate is how you win at a dealership. And here's one more timing tip. In 2025, dealers have been sitting on more inventory than they have in years. According to Kelley Blue Book and Cox Automotive data, inventories have largely recovered to pre-COVID levels. That means the leverage the dealers had during the shortage years when they were charging market adjustments on everything. That leverage has shifted significantly back toward the buyer. This is one of the better times in recent memory to be buying a car, if you know how to negotiate. Number 7. The most powerful thing you can say in any dealership. 2 words. I'll leave. This is not a negotiation tactic. This is not a bluff. This is a fundamental truth about the car buying process that experienced buyers know and first-timers almost never use. You are never obligated to buy a car. You are never trapped in that showroom. There is no contract you've signed, no social obligation you owe, no reason on earth that requires you to complete that transaction if the deal is not right for you. And here's what happens when you actually get up and walk toward the door. Real talk, 90% of the time, something changes. A manager appears, price drops, a fee gets removed. The deal suddenly improves in ways that were impossible 10 minutes ago. Because the moment you show them, you are willing to leave. You have demonstrated that you are not emotionally attached to that specific car at that specific dealership. And that is the only negotiating position that truly gives you power. The dealership's entire strategy relies on keeping you in your seat, keeping you emotionally invested, keeping you feeling like you've already spent time here. You've already taken the test drive. You've already loved this car, so you might as well just sign. The moment you walk toward the door, that strategy collapses. One buyer documented in a consumer report did exactly this. On a pickup truck he wanted, listed at $24,995. By the time fees were added, they were asking $28,300. He stood up, said he'd think about it, and walked to his car. Before he made it out of the parking lot, his phone rang. They agreed to sell him the truck for the original listed price. He just had to be willing to leave. I also want to give you 3 quick things you should do before you even start shopping that most first-time buyers completely skip. First, get your financing pre-approved. We talked about this. Do it. Second, research the specific vehicle you're interested in using. Kelley Blue Book, Edmunds, and Car Gurus. Know what similar cars are actually selling for in your zip code. Not what the dealer is asking, what they are actually selling for. There is often a significant difference. Third, get a pre-purchase inspection on any used car from an independent mechanic, not the dealer's mechanic, your mechanic, or a mechanic from a shop you choose. This typically costs between $100 and $150, and it can reveal thousands of dollars in hidden problems before you sign. A dealer who refuses to allow an independent inspection is telling you everything you need to know about that car. Let me bring this home for you with some numbers that I want you to carry with you. The average used car in America right now costs about $25,600, according to 2025 market data. The average monthly car payment for a used vehicle is $570. The average auto loan term is 68.9 months, almost 6 years. And according to survey data cited by The Street, nearly half of American drivers say car expenses are the reason they cannot save any money. Nearly half. It doesn't have to be you. Everything I've shown you today, the fees, the financing tricks, the trade-in manipulation, the finance office, the credit score strategy, the timing, and the power of being willing to walk. Of it is learnable. All of it is actionable. And now that you know it, you are not walking into that dealership as a first-time buyer anymore. You're walking in as someone who knows exactly how this game is played. Here's what I want you to do right now. Hit that subscribe button, because every single week I break down the real numbers behind car buying in America. No fluff, no filler, just the facts that save you money. And if you're actively shopping for a car right now, leave a comment below and tell me what kind of vehicle you're looking at and what your budget is. I personally read every comment on this channel, and I will point you in the right direction. And if you know someone, a friend, a family member, a coworker who is about to buy their first car, do them the biggest favor you can do and send them this video, because everything they need to know is right here. Don't let them walk into that dealership without it. The next video you want to watch after this, and I mean immediately after this, is right up here. It covers the specific cars that dealers are sitting on right now in 2025 that they are desperate to move, and how you can use that desperation to get a genuinely great deal. You've already put in the work to learn how to protect yourself. Now, let's show you how to actually win. I'll see you in the next one.